What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, we're coming back to Smashing Pumpkins. Yes, indeed, Smashing Pumpkins fans feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. This is a request from Amasaic, and this is actually one of Amasaic's 3 prioritized requests for the month of October for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Amasaic. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Amasaic wanted to see me react to this song by Smashing Pumpkins called Hummer. Okay? Have I heard the song before? No. I am, like, positive I've never heard this song before. This does not ring a bell with me. I don't think this is one of their hits, so... yeah, I'm like positive I haven't heard this before. Now, look, there is always a chance that I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Smashing Pumpkins, okay? And the video has 1.1 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Hummer Remastered. I recognize this artwork from a previous reaction that I did, so I'm pretty sure this is the right song. Hey, this is the link that Amasaic gave me, so if it's the wrong song, he's got no one to blame but himself, so this better be it. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Sounds like a bad record. Back to 1. I like that guitar patch. A little bit of chorus on it. I like the guitar patch right there. It's clean, no distortion. It sounds like they have a slight chorus on it, just a very tiny touch of chorus on it, just to give it a little bit of that, like, clearness. Like, almost like a crystal clearness to it. You can barely hear the wave pattern in it, which is... I like it when guitar players do that. When they take effects and they use them in ways that they weren't really categorically meant to be used. Like taking a chorus effect and taking the loop and taking the envelope filter and taking the speed and turning them all way down. to the point where you can barely tell that it's even being used. You have to really listen hard to hear it, and I love that. I absolutely love it when guitar players do that, especially in a situation like this where they had a great crunchy sound, and then they transition into the actual verse, and the guitar tone changes to that clean, clear guitar tone. I love that. That's fantastic. It's an interesting riff. It's 1 to 2 to 7 to 1. I'm sure I have heard other songs use that riff, but none come to mind at the moment. None. It's not a very typical riff. So hearing that and being done as well as it's being done, I like that. I like that too. Let's keep going here. Let's see where this goes.
I don't want them anymore.
And back to that clean tone on the guitar. Nice. I want to see if I'm right about this pattern. I don't want to say predictable, but I'm able to anticipate, like, it's not complicated. Let's see. Are they in D or, wait a minute, are they in D or D sharp? Boom. There's somewhere between E flat and D. Oh man, I don't want a D tune. I'll just play it in D. Oop. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so it's 5, 6, 1 again. Okay, and then in the chorus, they're going up to the 2, put to the 4, back down to the root again, up to the 5, down to the 2, back up to the 5, and resolve on the root. It's, like I said, it's not predictable. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say predictable, but I can sort of anticipate it. I can almost guess where the next note was, except for the chorus. The chorus threw me off a little bit. When I went to the 2, up to the 4, down to the 1, up to the 5, I was able to guess all that. Then it went into that to the 2, and I was thinking, okay, we're going to go back to the 4. They said, nope, we're going to skip the 4 and go to the 5. And that kind of threw me for a loop, and then it resolved on the 1, which I'm glad they resolved on. Like I said, I wouldn't go as far as to say predictable, but you can anticipate what's coming. Like, you can almost feel like, I know this is where they're going to go with the riff. I know where this chord progression is leading to. So, now, like I've always said in the past, though, there is a certain level of comfort that goes with familiarity. That's why people watch reruns on television all the time. That's why people watch movies that they've seen 100 times for the 101st time. You know, because there's a certain level of comfort that comes with knowing or at least being able to anticipate what's going to happen. So there's a certain level of comfort there with this for me. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'll have to think about that. Anyway, let's keep going for right now. 7. Might have to toss something. 1, 2, 7. No, that's not 4. Okay. There's 7. Nice. Okay. Wait a minute. So they held on that 4 for a little while, and now they're transitioning to something on the 5. Huh. Okay. Wonder where this is going to go. Holding on to that 4. Five. It's an interesting song. I didn't think about it. I don't know. Part of me liked it, part of me didn't. And I know why. I know the reasons why. I'm just not sure what score I'm gonna give this. Let me think about it. Give me a couple minutes and I'll see you in the review. Well, there you go, folks. That was Smashing Pumpkins with Hummer. This was a request from Amasaic, and this is actually one of Amasaic's 3 prioritized requests for the month of October for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, Amasaic. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Okay, so before I give my score, maybe you guys have watched some of my other videos recently, and maybe you haven't. We're trying something a little new here to kind of cut down the length of time on these videos, because some of these videos are really long. I was talking to a couple friends of mine, and they watch the show. They do enjoy the channel. They do enjoy what I'm doing. They did have some constructive criticism, and I listened. I was listening to constructive criticism. I don't mind constructive criticism. I don't, as long as people are willing to say, you know, what is wrong and what needs to be fixed, and then offer up suggestions on how to fix it. When people just say, you know, you're terrible, or you suck, or you don't know what you're talking about, or you don't know music, or anything like that, that's not constructive criticism. That's just you being a douche.
That's the truth.
You know, I'm not going to listen to those people. But if people actually genuinely have constructive criticism and then they offer solutions, I'll listen to it. So I listened to these two, and they both said that the review section of the videos, not the reaction. The reaction's fine, but they said the review section, it does run long. And they said the reason it runs long is because I have a tendency to ramble, and I have a tendency to repeat myself and come back and beat the same dead horse that I already talked about like 2 minutes ago. And they're right. I mean, look, I'm not going to deny it. They're absolutely right. I do have a tendency to do those things. So they came up with a solution, and so far it's working pretty good. We'll see how it goes. If people like this solution, if people like this new format, we'll keep it. And if people don't like it, then we'll go back to the way it was before. And I got no problem doing either way. The solution they offered was, I now have a stopwatch. Yeah. I have a 5-minute timer. I have 5 minutes to give my review now. So I gotta stay on track, I gotta stay focused, I gotta stay on point, and I gotta get everything out that I need to say in 5 minutes. And if time runs out, whether I'm done or not, I'm done. So we'll see how this works. I will start the time when I say, let me tell you why. You know what I'm talking about. All right, let me give my score first. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that a 7.7. Yep, 7.7. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, let's get this done. There were parts about the song I liked, and there was one part, just one part, that I didn't like. But that one part is kind of a glaring issue. It's kind of a big deal. Let's start with the stuff I liked, okay? The intro got a good tone to it, got some crunch to it, got some meat behind it, got some attitude behind it. And then when they switched up into the verse, they had the guitar player go to that clean patch, that slight chorus on it. Loved it. Absolutely loved that transition. The song itself, pretty simply written. Like I said, I wouldn't go as far as say predictable, but you can anticipate quite a bit where this song was going to go. Maybe not exactly note for note, but you had an idea of the direction. And like I've always said, there's a certain level of comfort that comes with familiarity. It's why people watch reruns of television shows they've seen a dozen times. It's why people watch the same movie over and over and over and over and over and over again, whether the movie's good or not. It's because there's that certain level of familiarity, and there's a certain level of comfort that comes with familiarity. So when you're sitting and listening to a song and you're able to kind of anticipate where the song's going to go from a melodic standpoint, there's a certain level of comfort that comes with that. There's almost a sense of validation that comes with it. So that's why a lot of these songs that are written like this and are kind of predictable like that are so popular. The bass playing on this was really good. I could hear the bass clear as a bell. And to be honest with you, the bass did a lot of the driving on this song. It did a lot of the moving and the carrying and the pushing on this song from a melodic standpoint. It kind of was the instrument that made things move forward. The drummer did a fine job of setting up the feel for the song. Some great setups, some great fills. Did a great job overall on his part. Vocally, you know, the lead singer on this, I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of his vocals. There are certain songs that he has done that I've loved his vocals, but for the most part, I'm not really the biggest fan of his vocal style. I'm just not. But he did a fine job here. It didn't sound bad. It didn't sound horrible. Everything he did sounded good. So, not going to worry about that. That's all the good stuff. Now, the one thing that I have to comment on, and this is, it is just one thing, but it's a big thing. And I know a lot of people are going to be scratching their heads going, what is he talking about? Okay, I'm just giving you what I heard. I heard two different songs. They got to a certain point where they were playing that. The key there, it's a detuned D or D sharp. However, it's somewhere between D and D sharp. That's what they're tuned to. They had this great groove going in that. And most of the song was, I mean, 2/3 of the song was primarily through that. They got about 2/3 of the way through the song, and then they suddenly switched up. And they went up to the 5, which would be like somewhere between A and A sharp. So they went to the 5, and now they're playing this whole new riff on this, what was the 5th. It's a new pattern. It's a whole new sound. And that's cool if you're going to do like a bridge or something like that. I got no issue with that, as long as you come back to what the song was originally in. Come back to the original chord. Come back to the original key. Come back to the original riff. They never did. They finished the song out on that new part, which to me made the song sound like two different songs. Now, if that is what they were going for, if that is what they were trying to do, they were trying to make it sound like two songs, mission accomplished. Great job. That you did exactly what you set out to do. Now, to be clear, it didn't sound bad. It didn't sound horrible what they did. It sounded actually really good. It just sounded really awkward because we went from one song that was in D, and then we switched up to this riff in A that we never left. And it stayed there for the remainder of the song. And for me, it just felt kind of awkward. That's why it's going down. I was ready to give this song like an 8.1 or 8.2 all day long. But then they did that. And normally when I take points off for something, it's not a big jump, but because this was kind of a big deal, we're talking about a whole third of the song, it came down quite a bit. Now, 7.7, still a great score. Not a great score, it's still a really good score. A high, really good score, too. If you're not sure about that, take a look down below in my scoring chart. You will clearly see 7.0 to 7.9 is the grading scale for really good, and my 5 minutes are up. So I gotta wrap this up. So a 7.7 is a really good, and that is where we're gonna stay. 7.7, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you did enjoy the show, and you would like to see more videos like this, feel free to join the fan base by clicking on that button down there. Yeah, you know the button I'm talking about. Click on that button, join the fan base, and become one of us. Now, for whatever reason, if you don't feel like clicking on that button, that's okay. I still respect you. Also, if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up. It'll do me a world of good, and it will do you absolutely no harm whatsoever. Finally, if you guys do join the fan base, you will find a bell down there that you can click on. By clicking on that bell, it'll keep you up to date on everything happening with this channel, including when new content gets dropped. So, if you want to stay in the know, click on the bell and you'll stay in the know. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Until next time, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.